Join me as I dive into the crazy world of Clik stock and figure out what's really happening with it right now. Clik stock has been making waves in the market lately, and it's no surprise why. As one of the most popular and widely traded stocks out there, it's always under scrutiny. But what makes it so significant in the current market landscape? Well, for starters, Clik stock is often seen as a bellwether for the entire industry. Its performance has a ripple effect on the market, and investors are always keeping a close eye on its every move. So, what's been going on with Clik stock lately? To say the least, it's been a wild ride. The stock has been experiencing some serious volatility, and investors are getting a little spooked. There are a few reasons for this, but one of the main culprits is market uncertainty. With the current state of the economy, investors are getting increasingly skittish, and Clik stock is feeling the brunt of it. Another factor is investor sentiment. Let's face it, investors can be a pretty emotional bunch, and when they get nervous, they start selling. And that's exactly what's been happening with Clik stock. But that's not all. There's also been some behind-the-scenes shuffling going on that's affecting the stock's value. Insiders have been selling off their shares, and that's never a good sign. And to top it all off, there's been some not-so-great news coming out of the company recently, which has further eroded investor confidence. It's a perfect storm of bad news, and Clik stock is getting battered as a result. As I'm recording this, Clik stock is still trying to find its footing in the midst of all this turmoil. But what's really going on behind the scenes? Let's take a closer look at some recent news and financial reports to get a better sense of what's driving this volatility. According to the latest quarterly report, Clik's revenue is down significantly from last year, which is definitely not what investors wanted to hear. And on top of that, the company's latest earnings call revealed some worrying trends that have investors running for the hills. On the flip side, some analysts are saying that Clik's recent struggles are just a minor blip on the radar. They point to the company's strong track record of innovation and its continued investment in emerging technologies. But despite this, the stock just can't seem to catch a break. It's a real puzzle, and investors are struggling to make sense of it all. One thing's for sure, though, Clik stock is definitely not for the faint of heart right now. So, what's the big news that's been driving the conversation around Clik stock lately? Well, it's got to be the recent announcement about the company's plans to expand into new markets. This is huge news, and it's got investors either extremely excited or utterly terrified, depending on who you talk to. On the one hand, this move could be exactly what Clik needs to turn things around and get back on track. On the other hand, it's a massive gamble, and if it doesn't pay off, it could spell disaster for the company. So, what does this all mean for investors? Well, the million-dollar question is, what's next for Clik stock? Is this latest news a sign that the company is finally turning the corner, or is it just a desperate attempt to stay afloat? One thing's for sure, though, this is definitely not a time to be complacent if you're invested in Clik stock. You need to stay on your toes and be ready for whatever comes next. So, to sum it up, Clik stock is definitely going through a tough time right now. Between market volatility, investor sentiment, and some not-so-great news coming out of the company, it's a challenging time to be invested in this stock. But as we've seen, there are still some glimmers of hope on the horizon. Maybe this latest announcement will be the catalyst that Clik needs to get back on track. Only time will tell. Thanks for watching, and if you've got thoughts on Clik stock, let me know in the comments below. And if you're looking for more insights into the world of finance, be sure to check out my video on the top stocks to watch in the coming months.